Hi, everyone. This is Chris from Iron Pony Life, and this is our trip to Rising Sun, Indiana on Memorial Day weekend. Connie's dad was in the military, and we're going to celebrate by putting some flowers, some red, white, and blue ones, on his tombstone or gravesite. All right, so let's get going. Oh, before then, why is this a voiceover? Well, I got me a new camera. It's the Insta360 Ace Pro. And I couldn't find my DJI mic. Well, we did find it like 4 or 5 hours later. Hold on one second. Right around this corner here, I have a neighbor that was pushing out some, or level or out his driveway. But he came out on the road a little too far, and I, did prepare. But he did give me the motorcycle 2 wheels sign, but he wasn't on the motorcycle. But anyway, he's forgiven. We know that sometimes you can't hear a motorcycle come up so fast like I was going. I think I was going like 110 miles per hour. You know what I mean? But either way, we're on our way to Rising Sun, Indiana. I'm going to play some music here and there. Sorry, this is a voiceover. I might put the Insta360 because you can see it's recording there. Also, it does have some audio of the motorcycle, but it also has some wind noise at the same time. So I'd rather just, hey, hopefully you enjoy this video. All right, so let's get back to this mic situation. All right, so a couple weeks ago, I got my 5,000-mile service at Northern Kentucky Indian. Now, we took the Jeep. My wife followed me over there on the motorcycle because we wanted to do some shopping at the Costco. Well, I took everything out of my trunk, my saddlebags, and I put it on the back seat, my helmet, my jacket, and the mic, and a couple other things. But anyway, we went to Costco and we got some gas, and then we went inside and we bought some stuff, and we came back and we got the motorcycle. So I put the vest back on and put the helmet on and put my gloves and everything. But I guess I left the mic still in the Jeep. Well, as we took off, I guess it fell down and got underneath the passenger seat of my wife's Jeep, and it got behind one of them brackets that hold the seat up. So you can see this happens to everybody, right? Hey, here comes a motorcycle. Let's give him the wave. There we go. Anyway, so it happened to fall behind the seat. We didn't know. So today we looked for it everywhere. In the basement, in the garage. I tore up everything. I got to reorganize everything now because I'm looking for this thing, because this thing's $250 and we pay for this stuff. We do not have sponsors, all right? But anyway, I couldn't find it. So I hooked up the Ace Pro, which I just bought about an hour beforehand, and we have always used a GoPro beforehand. So, but it didn't work out. We didn't have the mic that we needed because I set it up with the Cardo headset, and it actually had sounds cancellation, from outside. So you couldn't hear the motorcycle. You can't hear my wife. You can hear me, and it kind of it was hit and miss. It wasn't like perfect. Here's another motorcycle. Hey, let's put our wave down. There we go. It was hit and miss. So I couldn't tell that either because right now it's not even recording. Yes, it's not even recording right now because I thought it was, but I turned the camera off for a second and I turned it back on and it didn't reapply the settings for the headset. So right now it's not working. So either way, we would never get no sound. But I am recording from the Insta360, which does have some wind noise, and I might put some of that motorcycle sound in here. But anyway, let's keep this video moving, so let's move ahead.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams.
Okay, now we're in Greensburg, Indiana? No, we're in Rise of Sun. We just leaped forward. Probably, almost 20 minutes fast forward here. Anyway, on the right side here is the courthouse at this, on the other side of this stop sign. But anyway, we're going to pass that up. We're going to go straight to the graveyard where Connie's going to put her flowers in the vase on her dad's grave. He's been gone. God, I don't know how many years it's been, but it's been a long time. But right there's on the left side's all the crosses. We'll be back to see them here in a minute. We'll go look at his cross and try to locate it because every year is in a different position. This is kind of like a little scavenger hunt, I guess you could say, which is pretty cool. But we're almost there at the graveyard, so we'll meet you there.
Try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving.
All right, we have arrived at the Rising Sun Cemetery. Now, as we go in here, I kind of mentioned it last time. That this is the new Rising Sun Cemetery. I don't know how old this actual cemetery is, but I can tell you this: there's people been buried here for many, many years. But it's a nice little, cemetery. I do not expect me being buried in this because I'm not actually from Rising Sun, but the wife is always the winner. So we'll figure out who dies first. I hate to say it, but I guess that person, whoever lives last, will decide where we are gonna be laying. But I have really, tell you the truth, I just want to be close to my kids. I think everybody wants to be close to their kids, and hopefully our kids outlive us. Anyway, here we are. All right, kickstand down. Let's get off this bike and let's get to business. Anyway, Clarence is his name. Clarence Parsons. That's my wife's father. And he's up here on the left. I'm just waiting for her to get out of the Jeep. And she's going to get her supplies and her flowers and all kinds of good stuff. We're going to replace the yellow flowers is in the vase right now. As you can see, the cemetery took care of all the military people, put flags in front of their tombstones, which I think, every cemetery does that. And I think it's a proper way of doing things to honor our vets, our fallen vets, either for natural causes or in war. But these guys are heroes. Everybody that you see with a flag are heroes. And the only reason why we have the rights that we have today is because of these folks, I did put my phone up a couple times. Just wanted to see, because I have a live view on the Action Pro camera to make sure that I'm framing it right. And then I go to the other side, and I was going to assist with her, but I had my gloves on there. But man, this wicked looking spider, I don't know if it was a spider or an ant, but it had a red rear end, a bright red rear end. It's about as red as that flower there. And I had to terminate it because I didn't want it to bite my wife, and definitely didn't want it to be biting me. But my wife was some white and red and blue. I think they're carnations. They're artificial. We was going to put some real flowers in there. We actually brought some dirt, but we decided not to do that. As you can see, they don't last very long on the base or planter on the next tombstone over. You can see there's just a bunch of weeds there. And we want this. We come out here almost every 2 to 3 months, and we replace the flowers in here. And on the last video, you can see there was a bunch of grass clippings that were dried on the tombstone. So somebody watched that video and actually came out here and cleaned that off, which, hey, I greatly appreciate that. I should have did it that day. I don't know why I didn't, but it was the right thing to do, and I thank you for doing that. And then she's going to put some fillers in there, and to make it, sparkle a little bit. It has glitter on these flowers, and believe me, we had to use a vacuum after we were done with this in the Jeep because there was red, white, and blue glitter everywhere. So in a few minutes, we'll go to the courthouse. Me and my wife were just talking and just, shooting the breeze, and she's telling me a little bit about her dad. Because, I know some about her dad, but I don't know everything because it was the beginning of our relationship when he passed away, and he actually died from terminal cancer. They did, believe it or not, they found a lump in his lung and a couple other places, and he did chemotherapy, and all that shrank, and they thought that he was going to go into remission, and then they found the tumor that actually finished him off. I hate to say it that way, but it was a brain tumor, which the chemo wasn't affecting due to, I guess, medical stuff. I just don't have no idea of. All right, so let's get the bike started, and let's go to the courthouse and try to find Clarence, a.k.a. Butch's cross. And every year it's in a different location, so it will take us a few moments when we arrive. So be prepared for that.
Yeah, I'm all alone and still learning to let go. I'll carry on my own and find out where I belong. And I just need to move on. I have hope. I'm open to a new place, a new road. I'm on my own, but I'm better off alone. Yeah, I'm better off alone. And I wake up to a new day in the same place with a new flame. It's not too late, I'll be okay. Leave behind all that led to my pain. And I know it's never really ever quite perfect, but I know the hardest things are always worth it. Yeah, I'm all alone and still learning to let go. I'll carry on my own and find out where I belong.
Okay, so we have arrived at the Rising Sun Courthouse, and on the left side of it, it has a military monument dedicated to all the soldiers that have perished that lived in the Rising Sun area. And Clarence, a.k.a. Butch's brick, will look at that first, and then we'll try to locate Butch's cross and his dad's cross. And that takes a couple moments. And then Connie did actually meet up with one of her friends or somebody she went to school with or somebody that was a family friend of the family. And they have a conversation and all that good stuff. So let's look and see if we can find the brick first. Wouldn't you know, Connie knew exactly where it was at. Mr. Butch Parsons, specialist for U.S. Army, 1958 to 1960. So it looks like he served 2 years. I don't know exactly why. I'm sure it was probably a medical discharge. And then there's the monument dedicated November 11th, 2000. And now we are going to try to find his cross. And as you can see, there's a ton of crosses here. And they are pretty much in alphabetical order. Some of them were out. I don't know why, but they were. But we do locate it. It's almost at the end of this run. And after that, I'm going to talk about what all these folks have done for us. That's right. Now, I don't want to get very controversial here, but when we get close to Clarence Bush's cross, I want to start talking about what sacrifice really means, and why it's not going to happen probably ever again, unless something big happens, like World War III. Now, as you look at all these crosses, there are generations of family members that sacrificed everything against all odds, and they protected our rights. Here we are. We found it. Clarence Parsons Cross. Now I understand the young folks out there think that, they could do pretty much anything. And that's possible because of all these crosses. In World War II, when Pearl Harbor was attacked by Japan, that kind of woke a giant. And what that did was create a one-man army. Everyone was trying to do the fastest work possible because we had to rebuild. We had ships lost. We had lots of airplanes lost. We had a ton of things lost in the Pacific Fleet. And every single woman, man, and almost child did something to help us win, because we, at the beginning, were almost defeated. And I know I'm saying that kind of like, we almost won, we almost lost the war. Well, in many ways, we could have, if we didn't pull together all our resources and shut down, factories like Ford and GM and all that kind of stuff to make weapons for the war. Even Indian and Harley Davidson, they were making motorcycles for the war. They were shutting down factories to make tanks and stuff like that. Everyone had to get involved because somebody attacked us and about put us in remission. I mean, I'm telling you, it's amazing how everyone got together and did something that changed the world. Because Hitler and Germany on the other side was winning. And a lot of people think that, if the United States never got involved, then we would have been by ourselves eventually. And that's what people don't understand. Now, you can have all the technology, all the computers, all the, everything. All right? But if you're against the wall because you're surrounded, by evil, I don't know. I don't know if we would win that. We have to have allies. We have to have countries on our side, and we have to have a balance. Because if you think that America can just do everything in this world by themselves, eventually somebody will be knocking at our doors. And yes, we have two oceans on each side. We have Canada above us and Mexico behind us and below us. But I'm telling you, if you're surrounded by evil, it would be very hard to not just nuke the world into devastation. So everybody that protests, flips over cars, burns down buildings, just remember that every single cross that's in this yard did that for you. They are the ones that made it possible that you could actually have your little riots and all kinds of destruction. And also all this pronoun stuff. I'm going to tell you, we're kind of in a little spot in this world. And we are not the controllers of it. There's other countries and other religions and all kinds of stuff that despise and hate America. The land of the free. The land of decisions, I guess you could say. Everyone has one. And everyone has an opinion also. Now, do you think that the United States should just reset and give up all of its freedoms? Then I would say, please exit this country. I think everyone should have an opinion. Everyone should have a religion, but I don't think anybody should ever be forced to do anything that they didn't believe in. Now, I do understand that there are some crazy and psycho people that are just way to the right and way to the left. And, as the population gets bigger, there's more of them voices, and they get a little bit more vocal because they got more people around them just like them. And I'm telling you, folks, we need to wake up and be one country again, because we are losing the fight. We are losing our rights. And then some people believe that's what should be happening. All right? And I don't think most Americans understand, and I don't think most Americans realize, because it hasn't touched them in a way that they can understand. Because, believe it or not, a lot of people turn off the news these days. And even though the news sometimes is right and sometimes it's very wrong, they don't get the information needed to educate themselves and become wiser. It just doesn't happen. Well, I didn't want this video to become, that, because we are celebrating Butch Parsons here and on Memorial Day weekend. Sacrifice. That's what this video is about. Humans making sacrifices to make better lives for us in the future and now. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'm going to get off my soapbox right now and return to this video. We're getting ready to go see a special cemetery outside of Aurora, Indiana, where the Joffrey massacre happened. So this massacre was back in the Revolutionary War, where Britain and the 13 colonies battled. So when we get to the cemetery, I'll tell you about this story. It's crazy. See you there. Okay, so we finally made it to the River View Cemetery in Aurora, Indiana. And now this is the location over here on the left side. Right now, this is actually the first time I've ever been to the cemetery. My wife's been here before. And in a few moments, I'm going to actually kind of go to the side and let my wife take me the right direction so I don't get lost in this huge cemetery. This cemetery is huge. I mean, I didn't know it was this big. I've only seen it from the side of the road, and I thought, wow, it's just a cemetery on the hill. But this thing is huge, and it's been here since the 1800s, folks. It's been here a long time. And it's a lot larger than the Rising Sun Cemetery. And here I pull over to the side and I let her pass. She probably could have went down that road, maybe. I don't know. It's just, there's so many roads in this cemetery. But anyway, she goes past, and then I'm going to follow her. And then down here on the left, we are going to turn. And then just down the hill, you're going to see this epic soldier burial ground. Now, this is also known, because I'd said earlier that it's a Lothry massacre, but it's also Lothry's defeat. So the background on this from Wikipedia. So this was in the Ohio River Valley, and this war was fought by American Revolutionary colonists, that were primarily from Western Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Kentucky. And also American Indians were allies with the British. We've talked about the allies before, right? In our previous discussion, in the World War II. So you can see how important they are. So basically, they were ambushed in this location here, and every single soldier was killed. So at the beginning, they actually took prisoners, but they decided to go ahead and kill everyone. So there was nobody left from our side that survived. So let's look at this cemetery. So folks, please remember that this battle, this war, this Revolutionary War was against Britain. The 13 colonies, all they wanted was freedom. So remember that all these soldiers that lay here in this cemetery sacrificed everything so you could be whatever you wanted to be. And all I ask is don't forget.